Hello, everybody. Welcome to our last class of the year. Abril, are you ready to get this show on the road?
Yes, I'm so happy. I'm excited for this class today, and it's the last class of the year. OMG! It's an honor, as always, to have you all here in my kitchen. And as you can see, this is a busy kitchen today, Tere, because I wanted to keep everything simple for you guys for the recipe today, because this recipe, Gallina Pinta, takes about 2 hours to cook. So since we don't have 2 hours, and I'm not gonna make you stay here with me for 2 hours, I broke it down into phases, okay? So if you're ready, Tere, let's get started. What do you think?
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Okay, so as I said, guys, I had to break my recipe in different batches, in different stages of cooking. So I'm not gonna cook the full recipe right now with you, but you're gonna see why. But for this recipe, Gallina Pinta, which is one of my favorite recipes from Sonora, because it's like a stew, but it's also like a soup, but it's also like a pozole. It's like a little bit of everything. And so since right now we're in pozole season, officially, Tere, I thought that this would be like a great idea to keep it like, you know, a little twist, keep it innovating. So here we go. What do we need, Tere? So first of all, okay, and one thing, if you have any questions at all, please write them down in the text box, and Tere is gonna forward them to me, okay? Okay, ingredients, guys. What we need. We need 4 pounds of colita de res, which I don't think we've ever cooked colita de res in these classes before, Tere. I'm excited. It's a very tender meat. It's so delicious. Like, people have like, you know, like they're reserved about colita de res. I personally love colita de res, and it's like a staple for this recipe here. You can use another cut if you're like, no, I'm not gonna eat colita de res, but I do suggest you try it because it's so delicious. So we're gonna have 4 pounds of colita de res, or oxtail, right? And also a few shanks with the bone. I have 2 here, but the recipe I think calls for 3 pounds, right, Tere? So we have that. We also have another super important ingredient for this recipe is the anaheim peppers. In Mexico, we call this el chile California. I know that here in the States, chile California is the one that it's already been dried, the red one, but doesn't matter. We need 4 of these chiles. Also, we need half an onion, a full garlic head with the, you know, with everything. You don't have to peel it. A pinch of oregano, which I think I forgot to add in the recipe, Tere, but yeah, we need a little bit of oregano for flavor, and also some bay leaves. If you can get these at Northgate, well, fresh, the better. But if not, you can also always use the dried ones. What else do we need? We need 3 cups of beans, pre-soaked. I have here a cup and a half because, like I said, the recipe's been already moving forward in this process. And also I have, you need a big can of hominy, or you can use nixtamal, but that, be mindful that that takes like longer to cook. So we can keep it simple with hominy. This is already pre-cooked, so you don't have to worry that you're gonna break a tooth while you're eating. Okay, so are we ready, Tere? Any questions so far about ingredients, replacement?
No, excited.
Okay, so let's do this. So what we're gonna, I have my pot here, and this water's been boiling already. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add all my meat in there. I'm gonna add the meat, and I'm gonna add the chiles like that, because we want all those flavors cooking in there to cook the chiles. We're gonna add the onion, half an onion, and the garlic head. We're also adding the bay leaves, and we are adding the oregano, like that. And we're gonna let it cook. So this first part of the process, and I do suggest a bigger pot. Right now, I ran out of pots. But the best way to cook this recipe is in one of those ollas tamaleras or pozoleras, the big ones, you know. So you have plenty of space because this recipe actually is like for a lot of people. I think that you can have like, it's not for like a big party or something. It's a lot of meat, a lot of ingredients. Okay, guys. So you are leaving these to cook for about 45 minutes or so until it starts cooking and the vegetables are tender. And once you see that your vegetables are tender and that your meat's starting to cook and everything's bubbly, like in here, you are going to remove all the vegetables, which I have already here. So here I have from the previous cooked, I have my chiles, I have my onion, I have my garlic, and we're gonna remove those from our pot, and we're gonna proceed to add the beans. Sorry about that, that was my dog. So we're gonna add the beans. But if I don't get interrupted by my kids, I get interrupted by my dogs. El cuento de nunca acabar.
It's part of life.
It's part of cooking at home. Come on, shut up. Okay, so we add the beans in here. We start cooking the beans. And while we do that, we are going to move to the next step. So remember that while we're doing these, guys, you already removed everything from your pot. You have it here. And your cooking process, it's like, it's been already like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit of water in here. And don't stress a lot about the shells and everything here because we're gonna use a strainer. So make sure you just liquefy everything in here. I'm gonna add a little bit more of water so I can strain this easy. And then after, you're gonna add your bullion. I have so much trouble with that word, consommé. So this is about 2 tablespoons of consommé. You can add a little bit of salt too. And make sure you add it in this step. So you make sure that everything is well combined when you integrate it to your okay. Listo, Tere. So an important thing, guys, that I'm not sure we're gonna have time here, but you know, whenever you're cooking meat, there's these like weird blackish debris. So you can pick it up with a strainer like this. This one I already picked it up, but you will do something like this and then you remove it from your, we don't want those toxins in our food. So make sure you use a strainer and remove it from your caldito, okay? Perfect. So now we're gonna incorporate this yumminess. And this is the special step of this dish, guys, because those anaheim peppers make the whole difference. And the smell is just amazing. But I'm gonna have gallina pinta like for a month. I think I'm gonna have to freeze some. Share it with my neighbors.
Le llevas a tu mamá.
See, oh yeah, I can do that. I'm leaving on Friday. Okay, pro tip, guys. When you see like this is getting like a little bit stuck, what I do is that I just submerge the strainer to collect a little bit of liquid, and then I start mixing again. So I don't know if you can see it from this point, but let me see if I can show you. So I do this. And that will help the mixture to soften and fall into our pot. Oh my gosh, those smells. Qué rico. So any plans today for the holidays? What are you guys doing?
Family.
Yeah.
The 24th with my kids, the 25th with my big family. And then the week, just spend it with family and get ready for New Year's. Ahora no vacations.
So do you have like a big family there in Los Angeles? Yeah, you do,
Yeah,
right?
I have 5 siblings, and
and they're all in there?
And there's 20, what is it? 21 grandkids, I believe. And y luego sus esposas y esposos. So, yeah. And then
you guys are lucky.
Cuando vivía mi abuelita, nos juntábamos diario para el 24 como casi 260 personas.
What?
Todos los hijos, los nietos, los esposos, los bisnietos, todo, pero ella murió antesito de COVID y luego ya después de eso, pues cada quien se vino COVID y cada quien hace their own thing.
But it's so fun to have that much family. My family is everywhere, like all throughout the republic. So I only have like my nuclear family and my in-laws in Ensenada. So it's like super petite. Okay, guys. So the final step would be, once the beans been cooking for about an hour, so we have like 1 hour and 45 minutes already of this dish cooking, we are going to add the hominy, and we are going to add it straight into our pot. I think this is like a lot of hominy, but I do like it with a lot of honey. That is my favorite, honestly. So you add it there, you give it a mix, and you just allow it to cook for another 25 minutes or so. And so any questions so far today? Because this recipe was like express, OMG.
No.
Okay, so let me show you the final dish. So once we did all that, I have here see, as I told you that I have gallina pinta like para un batallón. Okay, so let's see. Look at this deliciousness. Okay, I'm gonna move you guys here. And it's beanie, it's pozolini, and it has the meats.
This is a cousin to the pozole, to the carne en su jugo, to the caldo de res.
And I want to show you guys the tenderness of the meat, la colita. just falls out of the bone. Like
Wow.
chamorro, it's the same texture, but it's a little bit more flavorful than shank. I personally like it a lot. It has a little bit more of the fat. Maybe that's why. But I mean, once in a while, I think we're okay. Let me show you how you can dress it up. Let's hook it up with some onion. This is like the traditional way to eat it. It's with some onions, you know, the classic, some cilantro, kind of like carne en su jugo, right?
Yes, that's what I said. Parece el primo hermano de
Because it's
all
kind of
these different ones.
but carne en su jugo has no hominy. And but yeah, you know what? I never thought of it like that. Some lime juice like this. And can you see like the broth, even though we added beans to that, the broth is not thick. It should be very watery. You need to make sure, add more water if needed, so the beans don't overwhelm the thickness of the dish. What else? Some crushed chiltepin, because Sonora, of course. We have some crushed chiltepin, and that's it, Tere.
¿Y te lo comes con qué? ¿Con tortillas recién hechas, tortillas de harina o qué?
Te lo comes, like the recipe goes with bolillo and butter.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how they eat it in Sonora. Just like a toasted bolillo with some butter, and that's it. I personally like it with tostadas, like a pozole, like with tostadas or totopos. I actually bought my totopos from Northgate. I eat it with these ones. This is my way of eating it, just because pozole, I like it like just like, you know, you're munching your tostada or your totopo and then eating the soup. But yeah, bolillo would be the call. Let me show you, before we leave, Tere, just show you what I was talking about. All this nastiness, we're gonna be removing it while it cooks from our guiso, okay? Let me just show you guys how. I'm gonna wash my strainer because. So you need like a little plate like this one, and just take it out like this. And you're gonna keep doing this and until it stops throwing you that debris. That's the fat. I believe it's the fat that cooked. It's like cooked fat, literally. So we just remove it and we're good to go.
Awesome. Ay, pues muchas gracias, Abril. This was a quick way of teaching us how to make a 2-hour recipe.
Yeah, you know, I wanted to show you guys the outcome. So if you don't have an Instagram or anything, you don't have to go to my page to see it. It's a little bit more of work, but at least it went very fast. And now you know how to create this recipe. And also, Northgate storage all these recipes in their YouTube channel, right, Tere?
Yes.
So you can go back to the recipe and do it whenever you want.
Thank you so much, Abril, and have a very happy holidays, and see you next year. Enjoy and stay safe.
See you next year, guys. Stay safe and healthy, and see you back very soon. Have a wonderful Christmas.
Bye.
Bye.